Now we have amongst us the director of ISR Mohali, Professor N. Sattamurthy sir. I would like to request you to please say a few words in this occasion.
That's a little bit of a surprise because I don't work in this area, but I could enjoy the lectures given, particularly the last one, taking us from the beginning to where we are today. I have been, now that getting older, been witness to the technology changes as a user. In 1972, I took a course through a distance learning. I could not see, we could see the instructor, listen to him, but he could not answer our questions. 90s, Indira Gandhi Open University started the distance learning. We participate in module production. And once again, we were on this one way. I was asked to give a lecture. The other person could see us, but could not ask question. But technology improved. They were sending the question through fax. But today, of course, we are where we are. And I'm quite delighted to be part of this exercise here. I'm delighted to see this infrastructure here in NITR Chandigarh. A couple of months ago, a visitor came. I didn't ask him anything on his own. He said, oh, I came to NITR Chandigarh. By the way, that is the best NITR of all of them. I had absolutely no idea. And I took his word, and slowly I have been learning that indeed it is the case. And the studio here you have, and the kind of workshop that is being organized, is clearly a testimony to it, and I hope you make full use of this workshop. And Dr. Kaul said about reconfigurable teachers. As long as we reconfigure ourselves, we continue to justify being teachers. But the day we stop learning, I suppose we cease to be living as well. So it is a pleasure, and I want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Loreya, Dr. Patnaik and his team for giving me this opportunity, and I wish the conference all the success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such inspiring words. Now, a name that makes us very proud, Dr. Raj Bahadur, a person who is a true user of video, electronics, and cyber learning in his profession. We are extremely happy to have you with us, sir, as our chief guest today. May I now request you to deliver your inaugural speech, please.
Shri Yashpal Mahajan, chairman of this prestigious institution. He is one of the person whose day starts with the work and the day ends with the work for the cause of society. Director Principal of this institute, Dr. Loreya, two eminent teachers, Call, I'll say that, Professor Sattamurthy, my very dear friend, Dr. Patnaik, his beloved wife, Mrs. Patnaik, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my proud privilege to be among teachers to the caste which I belong. Being a teacher, I am finding very comfortable with you. But I am also finding uncomfortable because I deal with the bones, and here you are dealing with RF, which goes beyond a medical man, because we were very poor in physics as well as mathematics when we were students in 10+2. That is why we selected a soft way to go into the profession, that is the medical profession. This conference in this institute, which is an institute of national importance in the sense that I've seen this as TTI, and now it is a National Teacher Training Institute and Research. It's a great institution. Those who have come to this institution for the first time, probably you can roam about and find that it matches with the standard of the city. And I feel today very proud that I am with this wonderful group of teachers and the teachers, those who are sitting on this side. I don't know what should I talk, but still I wish to share a few of my words with you. Being a teacher myself, as Mrs. Patnaik has said, that this is a subject of utilizing modern technology to impart education is quite near to my heart, in the sense that we are practicing this, that how could we use the modern technology for imparting training to our medical students also. And it is imperative on your part also that, being a teacher, we should grasp all these basic fundamentals so that we should also impart this knowledge to our students from the conventional way we have learned. Right? I remember I was a student at DAV College Jalandhar. The teacher, they were teaching us with the blackboard and the chalk. But sometimes I find still I have not reached that status of that teachers who was teaching me physics there at DAV Jalandhar, because they were so confident and full with the knowledge. But the scene has certainly changed now. The scene has changed because the world is becoming very small. It is becoming global. It has shrunken. That is why it is very important for us to see that we learn all the modern trends which the rest of the world knows, so that we should be able to interact with the rest of the people. To compete in this global village, which is so small, we need to have an education system which, both in its content and delivery, I mean this, that in the content of our educational courses and the way we transfer this, should in this country be at par with the rest of the world. It is high time that we start working so hard that we should not lag behind while competing with the rest of the world, because we could be seen from any corner of the world that how we are doing. Right? Until unless we are at par, probably nobody in the world will recognize us also. Today, when we aim to achieve total literacy, we feel proud that the country is becoming literate, but it is also desired that literacy must not be at the cost of the quality. Agreed that we will become 100% literate by a few years, but this is also very important that the quality of education we are getting in our institution should also be of a class and also we should of a standard. Somehow, this country is getting some deficiencies in terms, because we are growing in terms of the population. So whatever we attain becomes smaller when we look at our population. Whatever the resources we develop, we get lost when our population is growing, and you all know that we grow like one Australia every year. So with the increasing population as well as increasing competition also, I feel that the quality of education being imparted today has become a victim. Population is increasing and the quality is not, and that is why this problem is there. And I wonder that the recent study which is given by CII is very shocking to the fact that more than 20% of our literate youngsters are unemployable. On one side, the population is increasing, probably the facility to get the employment is less. On the other side, which are educated people, they are still not unemployable. They are unemployed. The reason is that even if I have attained an education, whether I am good enough to provide, to come up to the expectation of the society, it means it only affects that it only tells that the education which we are getting is not up to the mark which is desired in the society to play our vital role, and that's the deficiency. Why it has become? If you look into, at least I am aware, both of the medical as well as the technical institutes, look at the surrounding areas. There's a mushrooming of the medical institution. There's a mushrooming of the technical institutions. Around Chandigarh, probably there are 3 to 4 medical colleges they are coming up. You can enumerate many technical institutions around this. The question is whether they have only the buildings or they have a fantastic manpower to train teachers. I am aware that on the day of inspection by the Medical Council of India, they brought the teachers, show them on the attendance, the Medical Council team goes, and the institution, they are still empty. They have become shops to earn money rather than impart. So similarly, a situation could be there in the engineering college also, that a student, those who are very low in merit, they are able to get entry to these engineering colleges. But when they will come out as a product of these engineering colleges, but when they will come out as a product of these institutions, I am scared whether they will be able to get a placement at an institution. So whether after some time, the product which is coming out of the engineering college would be equal to the ITI which we used to see as a students. If that is the situation of our training institutions, I think is a shame. So we must ensure, you being a teacher must ensure that the training which you are imparting to the student is of a high class, because this product is going to compete with the rest of the world, and everybody will be looking at us that what type of product we are producing, and that gives the reputation to the country also. We as a teacher as well as a community need to address this problem, and we have to keep ourselves up to date in terms of the knowledge. And only few months back I learned this word, the knowledge partner. So we were trying to get, say, computerization in the medical college. So the IT department, they told that we are trying to find a knowledge partner. I think this is the word which you were using here. I learned only 1 or 2 months back. So these knowledge partners, they are the vital people, they are the vital links. And it is desired that most of us become the knowledge partner, and only then this country will grow forward. And with this, we also need to have advances in our curriculum. I hope that in engineering colleges, this curriculum is changing, as Dr. Kaul has mentioned, that you need to define yourself as a different type of teacher, the one which we were earlier. So that will be happening only if we change our curriculum. Somehow with the medical profession, we are going slow in change of the medical curriculum, because our father of medicine, the Hippocrates, said that we learn most by talking to the patient. 80% of the diagnosis we make by talking to the patient. So that is what we need to impress upon our student, that if they look at the technology, that is, say, MRI gives only 10% of the information of the diagnosis. So now the students, those who are coming, unfortunately, they, without seeing the patient, they advise the MRI and they try to get the 100%. 100% you get by talking, 80% by talking, 10% by touching the patient, and 10% by technology. This is the scene in medical profession. But the technology is very, very important. But we were not able to gain by all this thing, say 20 years before. By MRI, we are able to see all those ailments very clearly, and we will be able to address in an effective way. So what I am trying to impress is that technology is important, we need to learn it, but somehow the basic must not be forgotten. On the other side, it is also important that the institution like this, it is also mentioned earlier by the speakers, that the role of this institution is not to train teachers only in the vicinity of this institution. They must go forward, look forward beyond their campus to the far-flung areas in the Punjab or in whole of the country, so that we should be able to address to the wider community of the teacher as well as student, those who are not able to come up to these institutions. So it is the responsibility of an institution like this, and I appreciate today that this is the same theme which they are transmitting whatever is going on here to the institutions which are miles away from this place, and that is the issue which you have addressed so well. Should I say that this is an e-classroom? Certainly yes, this is e-classroom, where the cyber learning is used as a mode of distant education. You look at the students now, a person who doesn't have the facility of internet at home, spend a few hours, spend few rupees and goes to the cyber cafe and learn this. The amount of information one gets from the internet, I think you know more than me. I am also aware that the Government of India has taken certain projects like EduSet. In our city also, we have a recent linkage between the PGI and GMCH by telemedicine. This is a great advantage. It was not possible that we could be able to attend to the certain programs which are existing in the PGI, like a clinico-pathological conference, for which the PGI is known in whole of the country. Now, we, while sitting at Chandigarh, like in the GMCH in Sector 32, not only the GMCH 32, the Medical College Shimla, the Medical College Faridkot, Patiala, Uttarakhand, all these institutions, they are connected by telemedicine to PGI, and all can get the benefit of the knowledge which is being imparted from the PGI. These are the steps. What you are developing, we are trying to get that advantage of that, and until unless we take all the advantage of this technology, I think we will be lagging behind. But the question is it enough? That's the question. By doing a mere telemedicine from PGI to GMCH or to Medical College Faridkot or Amritsar and Patiala, is it enough? No. We need to adopt to this technology at a much larger scale, because the size of our country is also very big. So the scale need to be very high, and the standard of also the education has to be very, very high, so that we should be able to compete, as I mentioned earlier. And if the India has to maintain its numero uno position in terms of the number and a unique position in the world, as the largest source of intellectual power, we believe it, that we are very brilliant, and certainly we are. And when we go outside, I have seen that the people, those who are working with me at Queen University of Belfast, one from Japan as well as from Chinese, they were much below us. The Chinese were looking at the dictionary, each word he was looking at the dictionary, then translating into English. We have this advantage that we have learned English, and we speak English better than the people, those who have designed the English. They say that the neutral English which the Indian talks is much better than the English with a style which they have. So what I am trying to convey to you is that as a substance we are better, but unfortunately we are better outside our country, we are not better inside our country. That is also a very important issue which must be addressed by all of us. That we must work hard even in our country. We are concerned about our prestige when we are out, but we are not concerned about our prestige when we are inside our country, and we must address to these issues also. So as a largest source of intellectual power, which is fueling the rest of the world, fueling the growth of technological innovation which you are doing today, we have to continue to upgrade and expand our education system. We have to deploy our intellectual resource. This is the intellectual resource which we have, to produce even large number of intellectuals. So intellectual resource, intellectual powers, intellectual people, we need to produce to prove to the rest of the world that our human resources are our strength. The number of population, the increased population is not our weakness. We need to prove it by the intellectual source. We need to produce more intellectual people so that this become our strength and we prove rest to the world that this is what the India is, this is what the India was. And I come at the end of this by saying, which I learned from our governor. One day he told that the Lord Macaulay in 1980, he was education minister in UK. In the parliament of UK, he said that I travelled the length and breadth of this country in 1830. You can imagine, in 1830, Lord Macaulay, he wrote that I travelled the length and breadth of this country and I couldn't find any poor or a beggar. So you can imagine in 1830, an Englishman who was an education minister of UK, which was governing whole of the world, was saying that this country didn't have any poor or a beggar. But he was concerned about his objective. He said, if we want to rule over them, change their heritage, which they could successfully do. We forgot our heritage. Only then, if they could change their heritage, they will be able to govern this. We have to come to our, again, esteem, the same esteem which we have lost. In 2008, we find many poor and many beggars. The issue is that we were contented, well contented in 83, and we are not contented in 2008. Even if we are doing these innovation and researches, but please see that at the bottom of our heart, we are contented whatever we have. And on this, top of this, we have a innovation, we have a growth in terms of technology and prove to the rest of the world that we are the best in the world as we were earlier. Thank you very much. I take pride in associating myself with this institution. This is not my first time that I have come to this place, but every time I came, I find that this institution, the technology, Dr. Kaul has said that IIT does not possess a situation like this. I think it is a congratulation to the institution as such. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful speech. Your fusion of thoughts and valuable opinion has evoked some serious insights within ourselves. Thank you once again. We have amongst us our Honorable Chairman, Board of Governors, Sri Yashpal Mahajanji. I'd like to request our Chairman, sir, to please address the gathering.
आज जो 2 दिन का नेशनल सेमिनार हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन में हो रहा है, वर्कशॉप हो रही है, मैं समझता हूँ कि मेरे से पूर्व हमारे यहाँ 2 पाल हैं जिन्होंने जो कुछ कहा है, यदि उसमें से हम थोड़ा भी अर्न कर लें तो बहुत कुछ हमारे लिए हो सकता है। तो डैश पे बैठे प्रोफेसर S.K. पॉल जी और डॉक्टर पॉल जॉइंट कॉल पॉल जी भूल गया हूँ, डॉक्टर राय बहादुर जी हमारे चंडीगढ़ के बहुत ही बड़े, इस समय जो हमारे चुट्टानी साहब होते थे, उसके बाद मैं पहली बार देख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे चंडीगढ़ में हमारे डॉक्टर राय बहादुर जी ने जो करके दिखा रहे हैं, इस समय चंडीगढ़ में हमारे बीच में बैठे हैं। लोडिया साहब जी, डॉक्टर पाठक और उनकी मैडम पाठक, जिन्होंने ये आज का कार्यक्रम रखा, पटनायक, मैं उनको सबको बधाई देता हूँ कि उन्होंने ऐसा कार्यक्रम करके एक नई दिशा देने की कोशिश की है। वास्तव में हमारे से पूर्व जो दिल्ली से पी पॉल जी और एस के पॉल जी ने बात कही है, उसको ग्रहण करने की बहुत ज़रूरत है और उसको अभी बहुत हमें इस इंस्टीट्यूशन में उनकी बहुत ज़रूरत पड़ेगी। मैंने देखा है कि उन्होंने जो बातें कही हैं वो अभी तक बहुत दूर की बातें हैं, हाँ बहुत पीछे हैं। हम जो बात यहाँ कह रहे हैं उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करते। लेक्चर होता है, सुन लिया, कुछ चीज़ें करते हैं और आगे यहाँ तक रह के ख़त्म कर देते हैं। मैं आज इस जब ऐसा कार्यक्रम रखा है पटनायक जी ने, मैं बधाई देता हूँ कि इस कार्यक्रम को जारी रखें और ये जो हमारा इंस्टीट्यूशन है, इतना बढ़िया इंस्टीट्यूशन है, एक मॉडल बने और ये बन सकता है। इस समय चंडीगढ़ जो हब है पूरे नॉर्दर्न इंडिया का, और इसमें आज देखो जैसे अभी डॉक्टर राज बहादुर ने कुछ सोशल चीज़ें बताई, कोई मेडिसिन के बारे में बताया। मैं समझता हूँ कि ये बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है कि आज हम बहुत पीछे बैठे हैं और इतने अच्छे अच्छे स्टूडेंट्स हमारे पास हैं, इतने अच्छे अच्छे प्रोफेसर हमारे पास हैं कि पूरे वर्ल्ड का हम सबसे ऊपर टॉप में जा सकते हैं। ऐसी कोई चीज़ हमारे में कमी नहीं है जो हम ना जा सकें, लेकिन शक्ति, अपने आप को थोड़ा सा अग्रेसिव करना, काम करना। आज के दिन के देखें तो चंडीगढ़ से जो कालका से ट्रेन जाती है शिमला के लिए, कब बनी थी? छोटी मॉडगेज वहीं खड़ी है, लेकिन हम कुछ करने आगे चलते नहीं। उस समय अंग्रेज़ों ने बना दी, आज उसको हम आगे तक ले जा सके। मेरा ये कहना है कि आज हमें जो छोटी छोटी चिप्स बन रही हैं, आज तो हम साइकिल बना रहे हैं, यहाँ पे मोटरसाइकिल बना रहे हैं, कारें बना रहे हैं, और अमेरिका क्या है करता है, वो जर्मन और जापान दोनों देश वर्ल्ड के अंदर ऐसे जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें बनाते हैं जिसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है। आज 40 रुपये किलो लोहा हो रहा है, लेकिन वो हम लोहे की चीज़ें बनाई जा रहे हैं, ठीक है। उसी में हम, क्योंकि हमारी आबादी बहुत है, हम बहुत काम करना चाहते हैं। जो ये इन्होंने चीज़ें बताई हैं, लर्निंग की बात बताई है, अब एजुकेशन और हेल्थ, दो प्रोडक्ट ऐसे हैं हमारे पास इंडिया के अंदर जिसमें बहुत काम करने की ज़रूरत है। अभी आप चैनल खोलो कोई भी, जैसे अभी बताया गया, तो एजुकेशन चैनल पे कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं किसी का भी। एक तो चैनल बड़े काम है, एक इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं है। हालांकि थोड़ा सा हेल्थ पे चला है, मैं समझ रहा हूँ, हेल्थ पे थोड़ा सा लोग अब देखने, टीवी पे भी, रेडियो पे भी सुन रहे हैं, हेल्थ के बारे में कॉन्शियस हो रहे हैं। अभी हेल्थ उसको लगती है मेरी हेल्थ ना ख़राब हो जाए, मैं मर ना जाऊँ कहीं पे, इसलिए। अदरवाइज़ उसमें ही ना सोचते। मैं भी देख रहा हूँ हेल्थ पे, मैं बहुत सोच देखता रहूँ, और जो उन्होंने बात कही है, मैं कुछ इस काम में थोड़ा करता हूँ और उस काम को छोड़ रहा हूँ। इतना गंदा काम है अभी, वो जो डॉक्टर को आता है MRI फटाफट लिख देता है, कोई CT स्कैन लिख देगा, कोई उसको पता है या नहीं पता है, वो पढ़ा लिखा है या नहीं लिखा है, ताकि उसकी कमीशन बन जाए। उसको डॉक्टर साहब जैसे बताया, उसकी देखने, उससे 15 मिनट आधा घंटा बात करने की ज़रूरत है, उसकी बीमारी का पता करने की ज़रूरत है। इसी तरह ही आप आबादी की बात कही है, बिल्कुल ठीक मानता हूँ मैं। अब हमें जो है, जो लर्निंग की बात कही है, डिस्टेंस की बात हो रही है, छोटी छोटी चिप्स की बात हो रही है। आज मेरा चाइना में ऑफिस में जाता हूँ, वो छोटा से वहाँ पे चिप्स वहाँ से ला रहा हूँ, चिप्स ही ला रहा हूँ, छोटी छोटी सी लेने के लिए जा रहा हूँ। वहाँ मेरा ऑफिस, अभी बच्चे वहीं गए हुए दोनों, यहाँ है ही नहीं। और ना हमारा ये इंस्टीट्यूशन है, यदि मैं अपनी बात को समाप्त करूँ, बहुत समय हो चुका है, मैं छोटी शॉर्ट में कहता हूँ। यदि हम, इस इंस्टीट्यूशन का नाम है नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट टेक्निकल ट्रेनिंग एंड रिसर्च। पहले हमारा नाम था TTI, और TTI ऐसे भी मशहूर है। TTI को छोड़ दे, नेशनल का मतलब पूरे हिंदुस्तान, और सर्च का मतलब रिसर्च करें। तो आज मैं दावे से कहता हूँ, हमारा जो ये यहाँ का सेंटर है, ये वो जो बात अभी हमारे प्रोफेसरों ने की है, डॉक्टर साहब ने की है, ये बन के ऊपर दिखा सकता है, कुछ ना कुछ लोगों को राह दिखा सकता है, और हम इसमें कामयाब हो सकते हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir, for these encouraging words. will surely try to keep your words. I'd now like to request our chairman, sir, to please present a small token of our love and respect to the chief guest of today's gathering, Dr. Raj Bahadur. Again, I would request our chairman, sir, to please present a memento to our guest of honor, Professor S.K. Kaul and Professor P. Kaul, please. Now, I'd like to request our chairman, sir, to please felicitate Professor N. Satyamurthy, Shri Yashpal Mahajan ji. Thank you, sir. I now request our head of the departments, Dr. S.S. Patnaik, to felicitate our worthy director with a small memento. Thank you, sir. I see Professor O.S. Khanna eagerly waiting to present his vote of thanks. May I request Professor O.S. Khanna to present his formal vote of thanks?
Thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, I must express on behalf of this institute and the organizing committee our deep sense of indebtedness and gratitude to our chairman, Board of Governors, Shri Yashpal Mahajan, for having come to bless this national conference with his gracious presence this morning. Sir, it is indeed very comforting for us to have you, the patriarch of our family, amongst us. We thank you very much, sir, for taking some time out of your busy schedule and gracing this occasion. Thank you, sir. In this part of the country, it is not necessary for one to be in the medical profession to know Dr. Raj Bahadur. Dr. Raj Bahadur is the Director Principal of Government Medical College and Hospital, Chandigarh, and we are indeed fortunate and proud to have such a prominent personality amongst us as our chief guest to inaugurate this national conference. Sir, we appreciate your busy schedule as the head of a premier medical college and hospital in this region and are especially thankful to you for accepting our request to be the chief guest on this occasion. Thank you, sir. On behalf of this institute and the organizing committee, I wish to extend a special thanks to Dr. S.K. Kaul, the professor and head, Center for Applied Research in Electronics, IIT Delhi, for obliging us with his gracious presence this morning. It indeed feels nice to have been associated with an eminent professor from a premier technical institution of the country. Sir, we are very grateful to you for having come and delivered such an enlightening keynote address on recent advances in RF electronic circuits. I also thank Dr. P. Kaul, Joint Director, CEC, for having agreed to be associated with this event as our guest of honor. We are sure participants will greatly benefit from the ideas presented by him. We also thank Dr. S.C. Ladoia, our director and the patron of this conference, for being a steady guiding force behind the conduct of this conference. Sir, we are very grateful to you for extending your blessings, guidance, and full support to make this event happen as planned. Just thanking Dr. S.S. Patnaik, the professor and head of ETV and Electronics Department and the chairman of the organizing committee, seems quite trivial. This is so because Dr. Patnaik himself is the meticulous force behind all the efforts going on to make this conference an outstanding success. Nevertheless, we not only thank you, sir, but also express our deep appreciation of the best efforts being put up by you. I also wish to thank the members of the press corps for covering this national event and hope they will give it good coverage so that the message about technical advances in the field of video, cyber learning and electronics goes to the public for their benefit and awareness. I also thank Dr. N. Satyamurthy, Director IISER Mohali, for having graced this occasion with his benevolent presence. Thank you very much, sir. I wish to thank the distinguished guests and delegates who are present here and are going to contribute their valuable ideas and make the meet achieve its objectives. Now, I thank the members of various committees for the conduct of this meet and the faculty and staff of the institute who have been working incessantly in the background towards making this meet a success. Now, however, before I leave, I also wish to extend special thanks to a large number of our ME students who have contributed a number of research papers in this conference based upon their thesis work. Culmination of their efforts has not only boosted the level of their own confidence, but has also contributed to enriching the research environment in this institute, for which we are all proud of them. I hope they will continue their work wherever and whenever they go. Thank you all. And now I invite you for a high tea upstairs. So you're all invited here. Thank you very much.